Welcome in, everybody. I'm David Columbia with the Frankfurt Plant Board, joined by John, a 15-year veteran of the Frankfurt Plant Board, and we are going to do a couple videos to show you how you can do some self-installations at your house for FPB cable telecom products. Sometimes, especially in the world today, it's safer for us to give you your equipment and you do a self-installation in the house. So we're going to do several little videos to show you how to do those things. All right, and now we're going to look at our high definition cable boxes and our high definition DVR box. There is a difference. They do some different things. They have similar connections, different way to set them up. But John, take us through that, tell us the differences and show us how to get these installed at our house.
Okay, you're going to get one of these. This is the high definition only box, as we call it. It does not record, which is what the DVR does. So it's a much smaller box, a little sleeker. This is our DVR. It has the same thing this has in it for the high definition setting, but it also has a hard drive in it that allows you to record. You get to manipulate live TV. And when I say that, you get to manipulate it at this level. You can pause it. You can play. You can if you've held onto it for a while or you're watching the recording, you can fast forward it, or you can rewind if you're watching live TV.
Yep.
And we'll get into that in a moment. First thing you need to know is we're going to send one of these out to you, whichever you've ordered. You're going to get one of these boxes just like this. You're going to need to make sure you have everything to hook it up. We're going to send out an HDMI cable, which allows you to connect the box, either one of the boxes, to the TV itself. You'll notice on the back of this that we've got connections, HDMI, which would be what this would go to. You're going to have a power cord. And you're going to see here in a moment when I show you, there's places on the back to hook those up and they're all marked. Once you get one of these boxes, you get home, you're ready to set it up. First things first, you get your TV cable, which is either coming out of the floor or out of the wall. You may have a short cable that's screwed to the wall and then screws into your TV. You may already have TV service through it with us and you're just adding a box. At that point, you'll need to disconnect this cord from the back of your TV. And instead of using the tuner that's in the TV, you'll be using the tuner that's in one of these boxes. And the TV will just be a monitor at that point. So just for the sake of argument, we're going to assume that both these hook up the same way, and they do. We're going to take incoming cable, which comes out of the floor, out of the wall. You're going to hook it to the device. For the HD box, in this location. For the DVR, same type of connector, just screws on. Once again, as with anything, we need to make sure that that connector is tight. You don't have to break it. You don't have to put a whole lot of strain on it. We have a special wrench that allows you to put 25 inch-pounds of pressure on it. Just as long as it's tight, it does have a rubber O-ring in it that will allow it to stay snug. Whichever box you have, once you get the cable hooked to it, you're going to undo the power cable, which is, yes, 6 or 8 foot long. That's just the length they come.
And if you're doing this in an entertainment center and you've got a power strip over here, your boxes over here, those come in handy having a little bit extra length.
Yes, and it also, the other thing it does, it allows the technician, myself, or any one of us that come out, or you yourself, if you want to do any cleaning or anything in that area, that if you've got a decent length of cable and power, you can slide this device out, do what you need to behind it, and then put it back in there. That's another thing that's helpful. Once you get the power hooked up, you're going to plug it in to either the wall or a power strip. Power strip is better, especially if you have one that protects.
Yeah, a little surge protection.
A little surge protection. And that goes for any device that you have, whether it be your DVD player, your gaming system, those always help. Once you get that hooked up, you'll notice the box will start its self-test. It will go out, talk to our system, and start downloading the information it needs from our system. There is a guide built into the box that you'll access with your remote, and it takes it a little while to load from our system. Sometimes the video on demand may take a little while before it will pick up. Just give it time to contact our system, talk back and forth. Another thing is the DVR, depending on how far out you're wanting to record or whatever, may take it a little while to load. Be patient. If you have any questions, feel free to call us, 352-4372. They'll get you through to one of us, or they'll give us the message and we can call you and kind of walk you through it over the phone. It's never a problem for us to talk to anyone. We're here for you to have the service you need and to enjoy it. It is marked HDMI on the back of the box. It is, on this particular box, it's turned up on edge. You're going to plug it in, and then you're going to take it and hook it. Dave, if you'll assist me there, he's going to hook it to an HDMI connection on the back of your TV. You may have multiple HDMI connections. At that point, normally you would pick HDMI 1. If you already have something hooked to the TV, don't worry about trying to put this in HDMI 1. Whatever the next open port is for HDMI is just fine. Once you get that done, you will go to your TV. While this is loading its information, you go to your TV, turn it on, and move it to the proper input, which is, if you go to watch movies or anything, you may go to HDMI 1 if you've already got something plugged in there, a DVD player. Put it on whatever input you connected this cord to out of this box. That will allow you to access and see what this box is putting out. Once you get that set up.
I will say, we did hook up HDMI. There are several connectors on there.
Yes.
We do highly recommend, for your viewing quality, if you have a HD television, use HDMI. It's got all your audios in there, all your videos in there. You get that crystal clear HDMI digital
definitely.
Signal, high definition. It's just one cable, makes it a lot easier, and it makes it a lot easier for troubleshooting if something isn't working or not going right. So on this one, I plugged HDMI 3, plugged it right in. It's ready to go.
Remember, on these boxes, they produce heat. The HD only box produces a little heat. It is vented on top. Need to make sure that it stays clear, nothing to cover the vents. If you've chosen a DVR, there are some models that are not vented. Really, it makes no difference from the manufacturer. They advise that you have a 1-inch space on the 3 sides that are showing on this device. So if it's sitting flat somewhere, you need to have a 1 inch on each side and 1 inch on top of it. Do not lay paper or anything on top of it. It will make the box, can make the box, and will make the box overheat. Just like with a person, since this has got a hard drive in it and it records and you're manipulating the signal inside this box, just like a person outside in the heat. You get overheated, you don't think right, you don't move right, you don't do things right, this box will start having issues. At that point, you need to check and see if it's got something covering it. Make sure it's not too hot. Make sure it's in a cabinet, it's got a little bit of air circulating around it, should be fine. Just make sure that you get it installed where it's not gonna have problems. Dave mentioned on the back of that one, it has some other connections. This box also has other connections. They are alternatives to hooking up if you need to. Since this is a high definition box, we do advise that you use the HDMI connection. It is the best connection. It will offer you the best picture. You may not be able to see the difference right away from the different ways to connect it, but HDMI is the best. If at all possible, use that connection. If you do have any problems, once you get this set up, you can call us. Like I say, it loads some information into it from our system, so it may take it up to 2 or 3 hours to load complete information into it to where you can go see what's coming on in a week, because there is a guide built into this box. Each one of the boxes comes with a remote. That lets you work the box. The remote can also be programmed to work your television. We have another video that covers programming the remote to work your television. You'll need to go out and find it. Should be right along with these.
It should be.
Right there. If you do have any difficulty with it, feel free to call us. We can walk you through a lot of things over the phone. There is an instruction sheet that comes with the remote. You know, we're going to talk about it, like I say, in another video and show you the good way of doing this. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to call us.
And like we've said in other videos, if you look at the remote, it's the same remote for all of our boxes now across the board. So that makes it a lot easier for us troubleshooting, working with you, being able to walk you through things on the phone. If you have some older remotes like this from us, it may say Motorola on the top of it. This one does say Aris. All of our newer ones do. Aris bought Motorola a couple years ago, so they're the same company, but you know, companies buy each other. But you know, if you've had FPB cable in the last 10 plus years, you've probably seen the remote that looks just like this. Do pay attention. It does have a VOD button on here, so you can get to FPB's video on demand content. That gets you on both of these boxes. You can get full HD video on demand content. You can rent movies, or you can watch the things on like the broadcast networks, the ABC family. All of those networks have the content that's included with your cable service, and then you also have movies that you can rent. In times like these, being able to rent movies is a convenient thing to do.
Yes.
So yeah, make sure you check out our video about programming the remote. That'll make your life a lot easier, controlling your TV and some other audio sources, and just powering your TV on and off. If you have any further questions, you can call 352-4372 anytime to ask us some questions, or check out our website at fpb.cc. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.